ಸರ್ವೇಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ. ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಕಟಣೆ. ನಾಳೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಾಡದ್ದು 2 ದಿವಸಗಳ ಕಾಲ DVG ಅವರ ಕೃತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಆಧರಿಸಿ ಸಂವಾದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ನಡೆಯೋದಿದೆ. ಆ ಸಂವಾದವನ್ನು ಶತಾವಧಾನಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆರ್ ಗಣೇಶ್ ಅವರು ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಿಕೊಡೋರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳಿಗೆ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಇಂದಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ, ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ಅನ್ ಆ್ಯನ್ಯುವಲ್ ಫೀಚರ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಗೋಖಲೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಅಫೇರ್ಸ್ to hold a discussion, a deliberation or even a talk on the union budget for the year, typically as soon as it is presented by the finance minister of the country before the parliament and it is made available to the public at large and thrown open for discussion. As with last year, even this year we have the unique pleasure of lending our ears to Dr. Krishna. On behalf of all our listeners, I extend a very warm welcome to him. Dr. Krishna is a distinguished speaker for many reasons. He is currently the professor at the Center for Economic Studies and Policy, ISEC, at the Institute for Social and Economic Change. He holds a PhD in economics from the University of Mysore, and formerly he was a permanent faculty at Kuempu University, Shivamogga. His expertise lies in environmental economics, and he has worked in various fields such as climate change, ecotourism in Nagarhole, Bandipura, and the conservation of various national parks, urban air pollution, and various other topics which are interestingly of contemporary relevance as well. He is the chair professor of Indian economy at the Ministry of External Affairs in South Korea. He was the visiting scholar at University of Wisconsin, and he is also the visiting professor at many universities such as the Kannur University in Kerala, Dr. Ambedkar School of Economics in Bengaluru, and so on. He has served on various expert committees and academic bodies such as the National Green Tribunal, Pollution Control Board of both the nation and our state, that is Karnataka, and so on. His work is published in various academic journals apart from various print and electronic media. He has authored 13 ongoing research projects. He has worked on many ongoing research projects, and he has published about 5 books and about 30 research papers, and he has also guided about 9 PhD scholars. As I said before, he teaches microeconomics at ISEC currently. It is our pleasure and honor to have Dr. Krishna with us. I request him to please accept a small token of our respect and begin today's proceedings.
Your good name is Shashi Kiran, thank you.
This is the pointer.
Yeah.
Laser.
Yeah. You can switch off this.
I will do it.
Yes, thank
You can move the slides first.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good evening, one and all. I am really privileged and honored to be here for the second time at the Gokhale Institute of Public Affairs. And previous year I had a very good opportunity to have a discussion with you. The respected organizers, Mr. Ramu, Shashi Kiran, and Sadananda and others. Thank you for inviting me to this 2023-24 budget analysis. As you know, this year budget 2023-24 is culminated with international developments. This includes geopolitical conflicts like Russia-Ukraine war, and after that the American government and even European nations took some policy measures to impose some economic sanctions against Russia. So as a result, the supply of various goods and services, particularly the oil or gas and even petroleum products, have been affected. This has various ramifications, economic ramifications. Some of the main ramifications include there is a rise in the petroleum product prices. This has resulted in inflation all over the world. So, as a result, some of the countries, including America and European countries, they are highly affected, including India, because India depends more on import of petroleum products from the Gulf and other countries. So yes, the economies of the world are being affected due to this conflict. Still it is going on. So some of the countries have faced the economic recession. So the economic recession always affects the growth rate of the world countries. So this has also affected the Indian economy, but Indian economy still can grow at the rate of around 6.5% GDP growth rate. So this is the one of the strength of the Indian economy in terms of absorbing the external pressure. But at the same time, Indian economy is also being affected, especially in terms of fiscal deficit, because we import oil that has costed high. Second thing, you might be aware of the US dollar and Indian rupees exchange rate has been depreciating. The rupee has been depreciating against US dollar. Now it stands at around 82 rupees for $1. And India is also affected with high rate of consumer price, price index. We measure inflation. The inflation is very high, around 6% now. Today, for the third time, the Reserve Bank of India has increased or hiked the repo rate. This has caused a further affecting the various economic activities, especially the loans are becoming costlier. So, in this context, given this background, the government of India presented a budget for the year 2023-24 on 1st February. So, in this context, I would like to first try to explain to you what are the major or fundamental objectives of the budget and how this year budget is trying to address some of these issues. Let me start with this one, objectives of government budget. So the government budget are expected to fulfill some of these objectives, because one has to see whether there is a problem with the macroeconomic fundamentals or with the sector-wise any issues are there, agriculture, industry and service sector, or financial issues are there, or problems are there, or fiscal problems are there. unemployment problem is there, whether inflation is there. So at the same time, the government has also some objectives. Say for example, government wants to achieve $5 trillion economy by 2025. This is the overarching or flagship program of the present government. It wants to achieve 5 trillion economy by 2025. At the same time, it wants to achieve, you might have heard about some of these programs earlier, doubling of farmers' income, and also house to everyone, creating 1 crores of job, and bringing the growth of industry and agriculture sector to the high level around 5%. So these are some of the issues the Indian economy is facing. At the same time, the government, whether it is fulfilling all these objectives, we have to see. So when it comes to economy, there are 2 sectors in the economy. One is production sector, another is consumption sector. So if you look at the production sector, the goods and services produced by various sectors, including agriculture, industry and service sectors, should be consumed by the consumption sector. So on the one sector, there are producers, on the other sector, there are consumers. Whatever goods they produce, if it is consumed by the consumers, then the economy is doing well. If there is a gap, consumption is less than the production, then the economy is growing at a lower rate, GDP growth rate. So why this is so? So all the goods produced in a year, it is not consumed by the consumption sector, means there is a problem with the economy, because there may be unemployment. There may not be aggregate demand. The demand may not be more. So another reason may be the inflation. The prices of goods and services may be high, therefore people are not consuming them. So these are the issues the government needs to balance, both production sector as well as consumption sector, so that both will be balanced in terms of aggregate demand and aggregate supply. That is the very simple economics, supply and demand, that determines the prices. So after understanding these production side and production and consumption side, production side is also considered as supply side. The consumption side is considered as demand side. What are the objectives of this budget? The main objectives of budget is that reallocation of resources. The main and fundamental objective of the budget is that there are resources the government collects through various direct and indirect taxes. How these resources are reallocated or efficiently spent for the next 1 year. So where it needs to be spent, which sector, which region, to whom, for what purpose these resources, limited resources collected through taxes and others should be used. So it has to reallocate resources as per the needs of the economy. For just now I mentioned, if the production side has some problem, then it has to push production side. If consumption side has some problem, it has to target the consumption side. Consumption side, how government can target? Reducing the prices, that encourages the people to buy more. The another way to encourage the consumption is to provide employment opportunity. When employment opportunities is there, people earn more and spend more. If production side has problem, it has to give some incentives, subsidies to produce more. So then in this way, it has to allocate efficiently the resources available at the disposal of the government. The government should efficiently spend its resources because it is a taxpayer's money. So this is the first objective of that, reallocation of resources among the needs where need is there. Then reducing inequalities in terms of income and wealth. The government budget should aim at reducing the growing income or wealth inequalities in the country, because this income inequality will lead to lots of problems. The poverty, unemployment, always they are the main reasons for underdevelopment. They reflect the country's growth and underdevelopment. Poverty is considered as underdeveloped, and unemployment is considered as underdevelopment. Income inequality shows that the government inefficiency in policies. So therefore, you know that in India there is a growing income inequality in recent times after the new economic policies have been introduced since 1991. I will show you with data all these details in the at the end of this towards lecture. So therefore, the another aim of this budget is to reducing the income inequality between the rich and the poor. And third one is that economic stability. People should have a stability in economic activities. There should not be too much variations in the supply and demand. So that affects the economic development of the country. For example, during COVID period, the economic activities are completely being affected. So the price also, export-import variations, the inflation, and all this will affect each sector, each individual, and each region. Therefore, the government should maintain the economic stability of the country so that the GDP growth rate should not be affected. Then the budget should also ensure the growth of the economy, both production sector as well as consumption sector. So it should help the growth of the economy. Therefore, the budget should be in such a way it allocates resources efficiently, it reduces the economic inequality and maintains stability. So therefore, the growth of the economy will be ensured. And fifth most important objective of the government budget is to generate employment opportunities for the people. Ultimately, the economy grows based on the demand for goods and services, that is consumption. So therefore, employment opportunities should be created in such a way that this will not be affected in the both short term as well as long term. So you know that India is a country of young population. That is also called as, we call it as demographic dividend, because more than 50% of the population, they are very young, they are eager to work. So the government needs to provide employment opportunity. That is the another challenge of the budget. And management of public enterprises. So there are several public enterprises even today. They need to be managed more efficiently. Some of them are sick industries, but still some of the public enterprises cannot be given to the private sector. Therefore, public sector management is also very important. For example, defense, health, education, electricity, and others, they are very important for the economic stability of the country. Therefore, it cannot be given it to the service sector, but some services within the public enterprises can be outsourced. That has been taking place, even defense production and others. And finally, the government should ensure reducing regional disparities. This is one of the major issues in the Indian economy. Some states are reeling with even today high poverty. For example, Bihar, Jharkhand, Orissa, even Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, for example. So, how to reduce these regional disparities in economic development is the another challenge. So, in this way, the budget, the resources of the budget are limited, but the developmental needs are more. So therefore, how we manage these resources is the major challenge apart from macroeconomic stability. So in this context, you know that the Union Budget 2023 highlighted that the current year's economic growth estimated 7%, highest among all major economies. And the Finance Minister, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, has clearly stated that the country is going to celebrate 100 years of India's independence. So therefore, they have prepared a blueprint drawn for India's 100 year. That is, we are entering into Amrit Kal for next 25 years. So they call it as the Amrit Kal, and they have drawn blueprint through this budget. So this budget envisions a prosperous and inclusive India, because you have to keep all these words in mind. Budget envisions a prosperous and inclusive India where the fruits of development reach all regions and citizens, especially youth, women, farmers, OBCs, scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. So the total expenditure in budget 23-24 is estimated rupees 45 lakh crores, 45 lakh 3,097 crores, of which total expenditure towards the capital expenditure, we call it investment, is 10 lakh crores. 10 lakh crores. So the total budget is that 45 lakh crores. So how this money has come? How the government has received this money? So look at these sources of receipt for the government. You take income tax 15%, goods and service tax 17%, corporation tax or corporate tax 15%, union excise duty around 5 to 7%, then non-tax revenue, receipts and customs, and most of the resources are coming from borrowings and other liabilities, which is 34%. So where is the money coming to government? 34% from liabilities, borrowing, goods and service tax is 17%, income tax is 15%, and corporation tax is 15%, union excise duty on petrol, diesel, customs duty, etc. That is come around 6 to 7%, and other non-debt capital, customs, etc. So the important things to be observed in this budget is that, you see, goods and service tax is paid by every one of us, but only income tax is paid by 7% of the total population, around 7% or 7 to 8%. So the income tax is equivalent to goods and service tax almost, and corporate tax is also same. So the income tax, the corporate tax and GST, the government receives almost same. It means that 7% of the population pays as income tax equivalent to GST, and the corporate tax also same. So this is the major finding one has to observe. And more importantly, the government is overburdened with borrowings. overburdened with borrowings, that is around 34%. It borrows from the market, it borrows from the World Bank, it borrows from the IMF, it borrows from the selling of its own public assets, etc. It collects money like this. So even today, the GST rates are very high. There are several complaints against GST rates, which is unscientific. When it comes to income tax is overburdened. And when it comes to corporate tax, actually they are reasonable. They are not overburdened. So this is the story of the receipts of the revenue part of the government. Then comes to expenditure part. How this money is being spent. Look at this proposed expenditure from the budget in percentage. Interest payment 20%. Why interest payment? Because, it is borrowing high, therefore interest payment is, interest payment is very high. Borrowing is high, therefore the interest payment is around 20%. 20% of the budget is going for payment of interest. Just like if you borrow a loan from the bank, you are paying interest which is very high. Then other expenditures, state share of taxes and duties 18%, central sector scheme 17%, and the finance commission transfers 9%, other expenditure 8%, subsidies 7%, centrally sponsored around 7%, defense 8%, pension, like this. It is spending the public money like this. So if you look at the trends in tax receipt as percentage of this GDP, gross tax receipt, direct tax and indirect tax almost same. 5.1% is the indirect tax and direct tax is 6%. Overall it is 11.1% as percentage of the GDP. And deficit is around 5.9% of the budget. Fiscal deficit. Fiscal deficit is the excess spending the government is doing other than the government revenues, that is tax and non-tax revenues. So in this budget, these are all the financial matters. In this budget, the government has coined a new term called Saptarishi, that has 7 priority area it wants to focus. What are these 7 areas? Inclusive development, reaching the last mile, youth power, financial sector, green growth, unleashing the potential, infrastructure and investment. These are the Saptarishi priority areas of the budget. So if you look at the agriculture sector, inclusive development, especially agriculture and cooperation, it wants to give more credit to agriculture sector, 186 lakh crores in financial year 2022, and agriculture accelerated fund to encourage startups areas, Atmanirbhar Bharat horticulture program, clean plant program to boost production of high value horticulture crops, rupees 20 lakh credit for animal husbandry, dairy and fisheries, additional storage capacity for farm produce, support to making India a global hub for millets, that is Sri Anna program, and enhanced health expenditure, sickle cell anemia elimination, 150 new nursing college to be established, joint public and private medical research, like that, and pharmaceuticals, and teachers training, enhanced education expenditure 2.9% of the GDP, teachers training, digital library, and yes, helps to panchayat and ward levels these physical libraries, and PMKVY, that is 4 to be launched to skill lack of youths. So then come to reaching the last mile, Pradhan Mantri PVDG, that is particularly vulnerable tribal groups development mission to be launched, especially for the northeastern states where primitive tribals are there. There will be residential school to be constructed for the primitive tribals to bring them to mainstream economic development. And since the election is coming up in both northeast as well as in Karnataka, financial assistance for sustainable micro irrigation in drought prone regions of Karnataka, that is Bhadra project, Upper Bhadra project, 5,300 crores is being allocated. 38,800 more teachers for 740 Ekalavya Model Residential School, this one. And free food grains to all Antyodaya under PMGKY for one more year. So Bharat Sri to be set up at digitization of ancient inscriptions, outlay PM Awas Yojana, 66%. So the housing scheme has been given highest importance because this government has committed that by 2022 everyone will get houses like that, but still this program is going on. So then infrastructure development has received highest importance in this government, that is production side. The increase in capital investment outlays by 33.4% to rupees 10 lakh crore, which is highest capital expenditure has been earmarked. Infrastructure Finance Secretariat, urban infrastructure, 2-tier and 3-tier cities will be developed. Continuation of 50 years of interest-free loan to state governments, and capital outlay of rupees 2.40 lakh crores has been provided to the railways. Railways has received highest importance, priority. Then unleashing the potential, fourth priority program of Saptarishi. Phase 3 of e-courts will be established. We would say Vishwas, one for less stringent contract, that is MSME sector, they have received some support. And input based, result based financing for better allocation of scarce resources. Entity DigiLocker to be set up for business for secure online strong and sharing of documents. These are the programs. Then green growth. Green growth, especially, you know that India is committed to achieve net zero emission by 2070. As per the recent conference of party COP26, which was held in Egypt, and the India is committed to achieve net zero emission by 2070, and also it wants to enhance the green cover of the India, that is forest cover, from existing 24% to 33% of the total geographical area. And it wants to enhance the green energy production and hydrogen, green hydrogen production, etc. So in this regard, PM Pranam to be launched, so incentivize state union territories to promote alternative fertilizers. 500 new waste to wealth plants to be established under Gobardhan. Misty to be taken up for mangrove. Amrit Dharahar to be implemented over next years for usage of wetlands. 35,000 crores for priority capital investments, like this. Then youth power, especially this government and has understood there is a jobless growth in the economy, and especially they are going for election next year. They have to please the youth and they have to provide employment opportunities. In this regard, they try to provide some programs for them, especially under Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, that is skill development program, training industry partnership, new age courses like artificial intelligence and robotics. and 3D printing, drones, etc. On the one hand, it wants to train the youth, especially in these new tech areas like artificial intelligence. So on the other hand, it is promoting artificial intelligence that may not create more employment, especially it may create employment to software engineers. But the problem with the India is that rural unemployment and unorganized unemployment in India. So that is unskilled laborers, they need job. So under Skill India digital platform, expanding digital ecosystem to enable demand-based formal skilling, linking with the employees and facilitating access to entrepreneurship. And there are so many other programs for the training of youths. Then financial sector, National Financial Information Registry wants to set up. There are several schemes have been announced, especially for credit guarantee for MSME up to 9,000 crore infusion in corpus from 1st April 2023. You know that MSME sector was highly affected during COVID period and they have become more unviable. Therefore, the government has thought over enhance the credit guarantee for MSME. And also benefits for senior citizen, enhanced maximum deposit limit for senior citizen savings schemes from rupees 15 lakh to 30 lakh. That may attract good rate of interest. And even for women, they may deposit up to 2 lakh and earn some interest. So this is seems to be a good program for the senior citizens and also women. And there are other program, fiscal management. It wants to reduce the fiscal deficit of the state, and it wants to enhance the some of the especially it wants to promote. It wants to extend loan facilities to the state so that they reduce the borrowing from the market, and this is causing fiscal deficit very high. So therefore it wants to reduce the fiscal deficit by the coming years. Then you know that personal income tax slab has been revised, but as per my own understanding, it is not going to benefit because they have retained old scheme as well as introduced new scheme. Only they can get up to standard deduction 50,000, and there is no much benefit offered to the income tax payers. So there are several slabs in the income tax up to 3 lakh nil, 3 lakh to 6 lakh 5%, and 6 lakh to 9 lakh 10%, 9 lakh to 12 lakh 15, 12 lakh to 15. 9 lakh to 12, it is 15, 12 lakh to 15, 20, and 15 and above 30% slab. So now look at the how the money has been spent on various sectors. These sectors including pension, defense, fertilizer, food, petroleum, agriculture, PM Kisan, commerce, development of North, education, energy, external affairs, finance, health, home affairs, interest payment, IT and telecom, and planning, rural development, scientific department, social welfare, tax administration, and transportation, etc. and etc. So I have compared with the 2021-22 actuals and 2022-23 and 22-23 estimates and 23-24 budget. So if you look at this figure, sorry. One minute, I'll come back. We'll discuss all those things. Okay, let me present, and then we'll get a overview. Then we'll certainly discuss. Okay. Sorry. Okay, this is the. If you look at this budget, you can find some of these things. is that especially if you look at food fertilizer subsidy, it has been reduced from fertilizer subsidy. It has been reduced from 2,25,000 to 1,75,000. So there is a criticism that this will affect the agriculture sector and food production. And whereas in case of PM Kisan, earlier it was high, now it has been reduced to this one. And if you take education, education has little bit increased. And health, a little bit increase in the health sector. And the interest payment is growing very high. And if you come to the transport, which is very high, transport sector, it has been increased tremendously. And urban development, it is not much, but still it is lower. And grand total is this 45 lakh crores. So some of the sectors are being affected through this budget, especially you can find out from this one, the percentage-wise increase or decrease. So pension, it has been 5.8 to 5.2 reduced. PM Kisan 1.4 to 1.3. And food subsidy has been reduced over a period of time, 3.9. Fertilizer has been reduced. Food has been reduced. Fertilizer from 5.4 to 3.9. And food from 6.9 to 4.4. Like that. PM Kisan has been reduced. And likewise, you can find out the variations in this. If you take rural development sector, rural development percentage of total budget, it has been reduced from 1,82,382 to 1,59,000. There is a drastic reduction in rural development. National Social Assistance Program, this has been slightly increased, but still it is not sufficient when compared to 22-23. Mahatma Gandhi Narega program, earlier they have earmarked 89,400, now it has been reduced to 60,000 crores. National Rural Livelihood Mission has been slightly increased, but not very high. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, that is has been given very importance, that is housing for rural people. Then if you come to expenditure on agriculture and farmers welfare, agriculture and farmers welfare as total percentage of the budget has been reduced drastically. Why I am comparing rural development and agriculture sector is that even today 60% of the Indian population live in rural area and depends on agriculture sector, and this budget makes a difference for their livelihood. And Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana, it has been reduced drastically. This Krishna 3 Yojana, this is also increased. And Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, a little bit increased. Pradhan Mantri Krishi Samman Nidhi, it is remained same, are reduced. So then comes to the equitable distribution and also bringing all the sectors, all the regions, all the people on the path of economic development or economic growth. India has committed to sustainable developmental goals. The sustainable developmental goals are the goals given by the United Nations organization to all the nations. Government of India has committed to achieve these goals by 2030. What are these goals? No poverty by 2030, zero hunger by 2030, good health and well-being to all, quality of education to all, gender equality, and this one, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure, reduced inequality, and responsible consumption and production. Reduced inequality, sustainable cities and communities. Next, responsible consumption and production. 13, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace, justice and strong institutions, partnership for the goals, etc. So these are some of the goals India wants to achieve by 2030. But if you look at the budget, there is no specific mention about the sustainable developmental goals and how they are going to be achieved and how much is the budget allocated to these schemes. But there are general schemes, but exclusively they have not attempted to reduce the poverty and hunger and also the climate action and reduced inequalities and gender inequality, education, health, etc. So this is one of the major criticism of the government. As per the policies of the government, the policies are highly helping the corporate sector, the business sector, especially the production incentives are very high. Say for example, 10 lakh crore for the capital expenditure, and also the railways have received highest importance. Further, there is a government which is giving high subsidies to industries and corporates. So whereas when compared to social sector includes health, education, employment, housing, electricity, reducing income inequality, etc. are concerned, the government has not give the required attention, the much attention which is required, because India wants to or aspires to become $5 trillion economy. At the same time, how it will meet the developmental needs of the nearly 40% of the people who are living below the poverty line. Recently, Basuraj Bommai, the Chief Minister of Karnataka, has visited ISEC for inaugurating the Golden Jubilee celebration we celebrated. I think Sadananda came there. So he has some concern for the poor. So according to the government of India, they asked the Karnataka government to enhance the GDP to Karnataka GDP to $1 trillion. So he was appreciating the program of the aspirations of the government of India. At the same time, he was asking to the faculty, the think tank of the government, to how to make $1 trillion economy to help the poorer sections of the people, the common man. The common man will certainly ask the government, what is my share in the 5 trillion or 1 trillion economy? So therefore, we have to make it inclusive one by allocating the resources or budget resources in such a way that every common man will get the benefit out of budget. This is how one should think about the society, because already the India, even though it is growing at a higher rate in terms of GDP, but it is also India is the country of millions of poor people. So India may achieve a $5 trillion economy, but it cannot lift nearly half of the people out of poverty. That is the issue here. Further, if you look at the recently the government of India, Niti Ayog, has conducted a study and they have released the report. This is the report, multi-dimensional poverty in India. So multi-dimensional poverty in the sense that earlier we used to estimate the estimate the poverty based on the income. For example, less than $1, and those who earn less than $1, they are considered to be very poor, the poorest of the poor, like that. So apart from income, what is more important is that the access to basic resources. What are these basic resources? Health, education, housing, nutrition, further water, sanitation, electricity, and job. These are the indicators where we need to determine the poverty rather than taking only the income poverty. So according to this multidimensional poverty index, as per the government report itself, if you look at Bihar, the highest 51 or 52% of the people are below the poverty line in terms of multidimensional poverty. Chhattisgarh, you look at Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, and Rajasthan, and Chhattisgarh, Orissa, West Bengal, Assam, they are still very poor when compared to southern states like the better country states are Tamil Nadu, that is only 4.8% of the people are under poverty. If you take Kerala, it is 0.7%. If you take Karnataka, it is 13.2%. If you take Andhra Pradesh, it is 12.3%. Like that. Whereas this in the belt, they are also called as cow belt, they are very high in poverty, except Gujarat or Maharashtra. So some of the Punjab, Haryana, and Himachal Pradesh and others, Chhattisgarh, Uttarakhand, Jammu and Kashmir, and this region is also okay. So still majority of the people living in poverty. So how this government is addressing the poverty through this budget is the only mystery. Look at according to this report, inequality in income, wealth, average income, purchasing power parity, share of total percent in wealth and income. Full population, this much is the population. If you take bottom 50, average income is that 2000, and share of these people is 13.1%. So in terms of wealth, 4,200 average wealth, and number of people in this wealth group is 5.9%. If you come to middle 40%, bottom 50% has this much of share of income and wealth. If you come to middle 40%, that is 50 plus 40, 90%. Okay, this is 5,500, 29.7% people comes under this bracket of income, and wealth is this much. Top 10%, if you take top 10%, the income share is that 57.1%, and the wealth share is 64 point something. Top 1%, if you take 21% and 33%. It means that top 11% of the people enjoy almost more than 60% of the income. The poor and the middle class, even today, they share very less amount. So this clearly shows that there is a drastic and growing income inequality in India after liberalization, globalization, and privatization under capitalistic economy. The rich are becoming more rich and the poor are still the poor. This may be due to the policies including inflation, the prices are high, there is no job, and there is lots of migration to urban areas, And there are so many risks in agriculture sector due to climate change or non-availability of water, and agriculture may be not remunerative, and industrial sector is not creating enough job. Only the service sector is growing, but service sector is providing employment to only the educated people. These are some of the fundamental problems even today India is facing, which are not being addressed by the government. So therefore, if you look at the price of economic inequality in India, Human Development Index, you take Human Development Index. So Human Development Index that shows the health, the income, the joblessness, the undernutrition, non-availability of food, etc. So if you take Human Development Report, India ranks among 191 countries, India ranks 132nd among the countries. Global Hunger Index, it is highest. Slavery, it is highest. Happiness Index, lowest. Multidimensional poverty, it is 41.3% or poor. And if you take child poverty, which is higher than that. Economic inequality, 55% of the national income with the 10% of the people. So these are the outcome of our development. Huh? Yes, global. It means that there are unorganized workers, they don't have any social security. Yes, Western country. Latest 2021. 2021 latest data ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ರಿಗೂ. I am showing the latest data. See, there are some indicators according to. So you mean that there are no slaves in India? Okay. The bonded laborer, you want to say bonded laborer?
Are you slave of the West?
No. I am. Okay. So, okay. Do you agree with this one, first one? Okay, you don't agree. This is Western.
You are Western, totally Western.
Okay, I'll come to Indian. Okay. So this is Niti Aayog report. This is no. This is. Okay, this is Niti Aayog report. ಅಲ್ಲ ಆಯಿತು, ನೀವು ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ನೀತಿ ಆಯೋಗದ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್. ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅನೀತಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದು ಏನರ್ಥ? ನನಗೇನು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅನೀತಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನರ್ಥ? ನನ್ನ ನೀತಿನಾ? ಅಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ನೀತಿನ ಅಥವಾ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ದ? ನಂದ? ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್, ಇದು ನಂದಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ದು ನೀತಿ ಆಯೋಗದ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟು. ನಮ್ಮ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನಮಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ನಿಮಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲಲ್ಲಿ? ಅದೇಗೆ? ಅದು ನೀತಿ ಆಯೋಗದ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನೀತಿ ಆಯೋಗ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿರೋದು? ಹೌದು, ನೀತಿ ಆಯೋಗದ ತೆಗೆದು ನೋಡಿ ನೀವು. ನೀತಿ ಆಯೋಗದ್ದೇ ನಾನು ತೆಗೆದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಇದು ನೀತಿ ಆಯೋಗ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್. ಹಾಂ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ. ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ನಾನು ಬರ್ತೀನಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ. ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಾಳ್ಮೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಈಗ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಿಷಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋಣ. ಈಗ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಒನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ದಿ GDP and it wants to achieve $5 trillion economy. On the other hand, if you look at the environment which is being affected due to economic activity, as a result, the India's score in environmental protection is the lowest, 180 country out of 180. last it is there. Total score out of 100 is around 18.9%. So it means that our cities are being polluted, our rivers are being polluted, the forest and biodiversity are being affected, and we are living in a environment where the suspended particulate matter and RSPM, respiratory suspended particulate matter, they are very highest. If you take New Delhi, which is highest at around 500 ppm, parts per million. So on the one hand, we are giving importance to growth, economic growth. On the other hand, the environment is being affected. So the government needs to think over all these developmental needs. Development for whom? How we have to make development and all these things. So even I wrote against some of these government programs and how they should be shaped in order to protect the environment, etc. Then on the one hand, we want to reduce the carbon emission by 2070. On the other hand, how to lift the people out of poverty, nearly 48% of the people out of poverty. That is the question. So I stop here and I welcome questions and answers. I took, I don't know how much time, but still we can have time for discussion. So earlier we did not have enough time for discussion. Now I am open for discussion. Yes, sir, please. No, I didn't say growth of the country, overall development of the country. Growth, they are encouraging growth. GDP growth rate is good. Yes.
What is your idea where we can improve to reduce the pollution?
Correct.
And increase our
Excellent. Thank you. I want to start with one example. We worship Ganga River. Ganga has been polluted for a long time because of industrialization and the sewage and wastewater is left to the Ganga River. On the one hand, we worship the Ganga. On the other hand, we don't value it, its water. So as a result, there was a Ganga clean mission. Nearly 20,000 crores has been spent to clean Ganga. But even today, even a drop of water is not being cleaned. It means that when we make economic development, that should be sustainable. NGT, National Green Tribunal. See, this is the, I am also expert committee member of NGT. I am also expert committee member to teach Central Pollution Control Board officials and also State Control Board officials. They have provided data. So how do you say there is a less pollution in Delhi? Delhi is highly polluted. Ganga according to see, improved in what terms? In terms of they say Ganga River can be assessed through scientific techniques. That is COD and BOD, chemical oxygen demand and biological oxygen demand. So those parameters say that even Yamuna, Ganga and other rivers, they are highly polluted. Ganga is also polluted. Okay, if it is your perception, what shall I say? It is your perception, yes.
No, you are giving the numbers, but it is apparent, it is visible that Ganga is cleaner today compared to 10 years back.
Okay. Yeah, it is not clean according to study.
Go and see now.
Okay, I'll go and see. Thank you.
Today's talk is about the budget.
Okay.
Let us discuss on the budget.
Budget, yes.
Not the argument about how it may look good for some, good not for some.
Correct.
Let us discuss on the budget.
Okay, let
If
us.
there is anything on the budget,
Okay.
when the questions come, we
Yes, yes, yes. I appreciate that one.
Delhi, what you are talking,
Ah.
excuse me, Delhi, what you are saying regarding
One by one, please. Maintain the order.
Delhi pollution, what is speaking, let me tell you. See, Delhi pollution is basically because of Punjab, Haryana, and Uttar Pradesh.
Okay, okay.
They burn this stuff. Okay, those governments have, I don't say whether it's BJP or Congress, whomever will be, they are not stopping.
Okay.
None of the farmers
Okay.
are willing to stop the government. They are not willing to stop. The government taking the subsidy of giving machinery to implement.
Okay.
They will submit on the ground, they will go grow. But none of the farmers, they will except 1 or 2% of the farmers. This is causing a major problem for the Delhi government. That's one thing. Second thing, this Delhi is at an elevation where this is a very cold place, sir. That whatever the smoke or whatever the pollution occurs, sir, it keeps on settling down because of the heavy particles, sir. It doesn't go like South India. South India is basically the temperature one. It's not a Delhi. Delhi is very cold, so it doesn't get easily to go up.
Why only Delhi?
Sir, even Uttar Pradesh
Hmm.
is highly polluted.
Hmm.
You take Punjab
Hmm.
is highly polluted.
Hmm.
It's only because of farmers.
Okay.
They are burning them.
Okay.
They are not stopping.
This.
Let me tell you.
Okay.
So, can anybody stop it? They tried. They tried. Government have tried, and state governments are not willing to cooperate with the center.
Okay.
So, what is your participation?
See, stubble burning takes place in a particular season, not throughout the year.
When they burn,
Yeah, tell me, during harvest, after harvest, they burn. They are burn.
so that is when it occurs. This is during October, November, December.
Okay.
Am I right?
Yes, but
Let me tell you.
yeah.
October, November, December is going to be a cold place.
Okay.
The temperature is very low.
Hmm.
So whatever the smoke comes
Hmm.
neighboring states, and wind also blows towards the Delhi.
Hmm.
Wind doesn't go other side. It goes towards Delhi
Hmm.
because of the weather conditions.
Hmm.
Northeast wind blowing. That's why it gets polluted. So that's one thing. Second thing, they tried industrialization. That proved that some extent good. Then they tried this hard way to use of vehicles. That some extent is getting it. Government has tried. It's not that they have not tried.
I did not say government did not try. I am talking about the present status, present situation.
Sir, present,
So,
when population increases, sir,
ah,
so naturally these things are going to affect. So what was population during our 90% from 32 crores? Now what is population? In 155 crores. Then how do you say, sir? So it's not only this government has done.
I am not talking about any government. I am talking about the government which is in the power.
Yes, sir.
So we have to concentrate on that, please.
Sir, please listen to me.
Ah,
It is going out of subject.
that's all.
Let us not do that.
Okay.
We are here to
Listen.
discuss something about the
Budget. Okay.
Let us discuss, otherwise we will walk out.
Okay. Please,
The
please.
argument takes up.
Yes, yes,
Let
yes.
us not discuss on those things.
Okay, okay. Correct.
What happened is,
One by one, please.
somehow we got an impression,
The,
a negative image has been given.
okay.
I don't know, you did not probably mean it,
Okay.
but everybody perceived it.
Okay.
Then just a data given, there are so many things that are positive one could have talked. Maybe it is less numbers.
Okay.
There are many things to happen. But as a very qualified professor,
Yeah.
you gave a very doomed situation as though things are absolutely bad. Which probably the public-
Maybe, maybe.
But we did not
Yes,
perceive it
yes,
correct.
yes, yes.
This is the message.
Okay, sir. Sir, 2-3 days back, I gave the same lecture in the Institute of Chartered Accountants. All they stand up and they collapsed. Stood up.
So here,
Same lecture. I have not deviated anything from. Just you check with them.
we are not the qualified people, but
Yeah.
to analyze the budget.
Yes.
We wanted to know only things is, as things are going year by year, are lasting 75 years.
Sir, I can. Shall I say? Yeah.
Are we moving towards some? Because on one side globally, the whole world is appreciating.
For what?
After the-
Ah,
no,
ah.
whatever it is,
Ah.
things are not
Hmm.
This is what at least we are hearing every day.
Correct.
But on one side, we are projecting things are absolutely bad.
Yes.
No,
Hmm.
it is not true. What I am telling is, you please kindly give a balance between what is happening, what is yet to happen, what is that is see, just because I tell you hundreds of people chartered accountants clapped doesn't mean that we can remove.
Yes.
We can change our mind.
Yes,
and
yes.
clap for you.
Yeah, okay, sir. Can you please be seated? Say, there are two issues. 1 minute, 1 minute. There are two issues I highlighted. One is that, yeah, please. Economic inequality. Economic inequality has increased in India. First thing. Then the second thing is that the growing pollution in India is affecting everybody's health. The inflation, which has been increasing over a period of time, today they have increased the repo rate, that is also affecting every one of us. So as a result, the overall economy is somehow helping the rich, not the poor. This is my conclusion. You may take it or leave it, it is left to you. Because everyone has its own opinion. It is based on the facts, not by the other things. Yes, yes, please, sir.
What is this new system and old system of taxing? How does it affect the middle class people?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, especially I have mentioned it. I have compared three taxes. One is corporate tax, another one is income tax, another one is GST, indirect tax. So all these taxes except corporate tax, the income tax is still very burdensome, very high for middle class. And second thing is that the GST they are collecting, every one of us paying, which is equivalent to income tax. It means that the GST, what we are paying, that is not going to the exchequer of the government. Somewhere there are loopholes. The government needs to find out that one.
What is expansion of NITI,
Niti Aayog, National Institute for Transformation of Economy, Niti Aayog.
What is repo rate?
Repo rate means the rate at which the banks borrow loans from the RBI.
What is the ratio? What is there in the denominator? What is there in the numerator? Is the ratio?
See, the RBI sells some securities to the commercial banks. Okay, the commercial banks have to buy those securities from the Reserve Bank of India. So they are paying the rate of interest, the charges at the 6.50 now. So that is not denominator or this one. The rate at which they are buying securities or they are selling at that rate. It means that the rate is high. When they are rate is very high or loan given by RBI is that rate, that loan itself is very high, then they surpass the same interest on the people.
Sir, how Kerala is maintaining richness, sir?
Okay. See, the Kerala has been given importance to education. You know that many people are highly literate. And this economy is also dependent on the transfer from the other countries. For example, Gulf. Many people are employed in the Gulf states. They remit the income they earn. So education and the remittance from the outside, and they have given employment opportunities. So these are all some of the reasons for the sustainable development of the Kerala especially. So most of them are employed outside, and even you might have seen many are coming for, especially the women. You can see everywhere their nurses are there, isn't it? So they are very outbound people. They migrate to anywhere and take the risk and they grow. But in Karnataka, we won't go outside. Just whatever it is there, we try to.
But Kerala's income, 40% income is from the Gulf countries.
That's what I said, remittance. So, especially in this budget, you may the senior citizens may open up the budget, deposit in the bank. They may earn high rate of interest around 7.5% up to 30 lakhs. So they are not allowed to expose it to mutual fund and other risky assets. So this government is especially supporting the senior citizens by they can invest they can deposit in the bank up to 30 lakhs. They can earn rate of interest at a higher rate 7.5%. That is the only announcement I can see.
Another thing that the railway department has removed of senior citizen concession. Why?
That is not being announced. I don't think so. They have announced anything there.
Earlier there was a exemption 50,000 more
Okay.
income tax exemption.
Okay.
Now it is removed.
I don't know, sir, exactly, but I have to check that one. Ah.
On the one hand, the ruling party and the supporter, they utilize the highest extent.
Correct.
They say this is best.
Correct.
On the other hand,
Worst.
opposition are affiliated to.
Yes.
They say it is the worst project. Nothing is there.
Correct.
Common people.
Correct.
Common man or few people. But the truth lies in between these two.
We are the academicians. We are talking. Yes.
This truth which lies in between
Yes, sir.
not highlighted properly by the people who are in know of things like you.
Correct.
I say, because as a student of economics, what I understand is the truth lies in between.
Yeah.
The two extremes are there.
I have mentioned that the growth rate is momentum is maintained, and the country is growing at a higher rate of this one, even though that is being affected by the, yeah. Hmm.
It is not in the public
Domain. Hmm.
it does not come. It is a very sad thing. It should not happen like this. There should be some balance.
Correct. Correct.
Why the two extremes are there?
Correct.
Even opposition parties, when they say, when they criticize, they should have some common points where the fact lies. They will simply say that everything is.
See, the only issue here is that irrespective of government, they commit something, but they are not achieving. There is a gap between what they commit, what they are achieving. This is the major problem here. Even in various budget I have seen, the government spend the money at the 11th hour, that is in the month of February, March. So they are not reaching to the people. The benefits are not reached to the people. That is the issue here. Otherwise, India is not a poor country. India has a rich resources in all respect. You take natural resources, you take human resources, you take even other resources, physical resources. India is a rich country, but it is not effectively utilized by the government, and it has not effectively implemented the policies. Say, for example, farmers' income, doubling of farmers' income. So the government, it is expected whether it has doubled the farmers' income or still it is not there, or how many years it will take. So these type of questions will be asked.
Not reaching the farmers completely 100%. In between, things are happening.
Yeah, middleman. Yes, yes, certainly.
Not happening.
Yeah. The government is honest. At least in announcing the budget for the poor. But certainly, as you rightly mentioned, there are some loopholes. They are siphoning off the money. Therefore, they are becoming rich. How the rich will become rich? They are either avoiding the tax or getting the corruption, involved in the corruption. Therefore, they are becoming rich. So these things needs to be addressed by the government. Therefore, there are some programs, direct cash benefit programs are there. So still there are some problems with that one also. Yes.
So where people sitting here, they may not like it, whether they like it or not.
Okay. Correct.
So if you look at the multidimensional poverty,
Yes.
4.2.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Of course, Kerala is 0.5. Telangana is non-BJP. Karnataka has been, Karnataka of course now, earlier it was non-BJP. So it's a fact.
Yeah.
This, you are presenting Niti Aayog.
The report only. Yeah.
If they don't accept them, which report they will? WhatsApp industry?
Yes. That's true. So always the truth has some problem. Truth is bitter, correct. See, I am the environmental economist. I have been with the NGT, National Green Tribunal, and they have asked me to study the pollution created by the UPCL, Udupi Power Corporation Limited. It is owned by Adani. So I asked the CPCB, Central Pollution Control Board, give the pollution status. They don't have any pollution related problem.
Money is spent on Ganga cleaning.
Yes.
It is visible only in Varanasi.
Varanasi, that's it.
Elsewhere it is, still it is the same.
Yeah.
That means how much you said, 20,000 crore.
Course.
20,000 crore to clean 1 kilometer of Ganga.
Yeah.
Before that, Rajiv Gandhi had spent, not even 1 paisa was cleaned.
They have not spent 20,000.
Not 20,000, sir. It started from there in Gokhale. From Rajiv Gandhi.
This is a present year, they have to.
Lot of implementation have started after.
Yes, yes.
20,000 crores.
You should go to
Sir,
Varanasi
Ganga,
and see Ganga.
Ganga is not getting polluted at one place. It is getting polluted so many states, sir. It passes through 6 states, sir.
Sir, now, instead, let us not go to that, this thing.
Okay.
Of better, the best and all that. As a discussion on the budget,
Okay.
as you have mentioned that finally, in your opinion, corporates are getting more benefits.
Yes.
Individuals are not to that extent.
Yes.
So that is one thing.
Okay.
And also that the important one what I have tried to tell you was that you have left out that total receipts and total expenses. There is a gap of almost 50%. Almost 50% is the gap between the receipts
And expenditure.
And the other one is there most of the revenue part. Almost
Borrowing.
34% is the borrowing.
Yes.
They are keep on increasing the
Borrowings.
Even center, state.
Yes.
See, yesterday I read in one report
Ah.
that Karnataka's borrowing is increased. It was just 33,000 crores in 2009. Now it is reaching 5 lakhs crores.
Yes.
In this fiscal only. Why there is so much of borrowing despite of they are telling that our state, our country, collecting lot of taxes, this, that. In spite of that, both state and center is keep on borrowing the money. They are again and again telling that their main burden is interest payment one day or the other. Unless there is some restriction, see, these are all whatever we so far discussed. It is all in paper.
It is government report. It is government budget.
That's it.
Yeah.
How it works, whether it is reaching the goal
Yeah.
or not, nobody knows.
Yes.
It is all statistical this thing. Somebody is presenting, somebody is passing on, somebody is reading, and nobody knows what the actual is.
Yes.
Unless and until, even last time also I have mentioned about this,
Yes.
while presenting the budget,
Last
the-
year
yeah,
performance should be
yes,
assessed.
The finance minister should say
Yes.
that our government has promised this
Yes.
in the previous budget.
Yes.
We have achieved during this during financial year this much.
Yes.
Where is our deficiency? Where is our
Correct.
this thing? Unless it is discussed,
Yes.
just presenting the budget itself is not.
It is an annual ritual.
That's it.
Annual
We
ritual.
are telling something, we are reading something. That's it.
Correct.
Nobody knows the result.
Correct, correct.
That is where the major discrepancy is.
Correct.
According to me.
Correct, sir.
Whether
Correct.
it is
I
finance
I completely agree with you.
Yeah, that should be
Therefore,
done.
I mentioned even doubling of farmers' income.
Yes.
What is the status? At least government should explain.
Yes. And another thing,
Hmm.
see this unemployment as we are discussing.
Yes.
On this unemployment, yes, it is growing little. See, for example, in Bangalore alone, being this thing of knowing so many areas I am talking about.
Yes.
Wherever we go, whether to a hotel, whether to a business, whether to an office, whether to a small industry, they say, despite of giving sufficient wages, we are not getting people. Then where is the question of unemployment? Why there is a question of whether people are not ready to work? That is the only thing.
Yes.
If I am not ready to work, definitely there is an unemployment.
Correct.
If you are calling me for 20,000 rupees, if I say I am not there, then it shows we are not ready to work.
Correct.
So many industries, they say hotel.
Yes.
They call people from Bihar, Uttar Pradesh. Why Karnataka there is no manpower? Because see, people are not ready to work. I am talking about unemployment. Unemployment means, see, actually unemployment is based on the qualification, this, that, everything. Whether it is skilled or unskilled, still people are not there.
Correct.
Even for industries, even for business houses, they say people, we are no people, we are not getting people, we are shutting down. Even helpers, the small scale industries, helpers, they are ready to give 15,000 rupees, but nobody is coming because they don't want to do hard work. If they call for malls, they can go, they can do whatever they want. If for a call center, if they call, they will go like that. Well, it is not, we cannot completely agree with the unemployment. It is just because people mentality is changed because they don't want to go for hard work, they don't want to do this thing. Even in case of agriculture also, nowadays we are experiencing. Even paying 1,000 rupees, we will not get even a single skilled labor or this thing coolie to work. Yeah, in our native places only,
Correct.
1,000 rupees per day.
Correct.
With food, with tea, with coffee, whatever. So like that, we cannot totally agree that unemployment problem is there because it is sure it is because
See, ultimately,
Yeah.
government is, whenever that problem is there,
yeah,
government should take up some such issues, how to address them.
yeah,
That is the issue here. Not unemployment is due to only government.
yeah,
I agree with that. Therefore, I said this is supply and demand side.
yeah,
Both the sides should be managed properly.
Yes.
Therefore, I told you in the beginning.
yeah. Earlier, people used to work.
Yeah.
They are ready to work even for lesser wage.
Correct.
Now, they are not satisfied.
Correct.
If you do them 20,000, 25,000, 15,000, even for office boy, they are calling for 15,000.
Correct. See, we are all in the market economy. Everyone wants to make profit.
Yeah.
See, the ordinary labor also, he compares his wages with other activities. So wherever it is profitable, he goes there. What is wrong with him? I can't say you should do the job here.
That is what? That
Yes.
is the mentality.
Yes,
We
yes.
cannot totally agree that there is no employment.
No, employment is always there.
Yes. No
But,
takers. No
but,
takers.
but no takers, or government is not incentivizing them.
Yes. They have to do something.
Something on that.
See, even for them also, they are every year.
So if there is a problem, the government should address that one.
Yes. No, there are some programs.
Yeah.
Every year they keep on increasing wages for skilled and skilled. All that is happening at the government levels. But in reality, it is entirely different.
Correct. But maybe in some sectors, but there are also uneducated youths.
Yes.
For example, we have seen in the newspaper also, some of the PhD holders, they joined Narega.
Yes.
That type of programs is also there. The issues are also there.
That is also there.
Hmm.
Even for constable post, so many
Applications.
PhD holders, including this thing, they apply for
Correct.
constable post.
Correct.
That is also there.
There.
That is what I told mentality.
Yes, yes.
So in that way, and as far as this thing is concerned, the budget discussion is concerned. See, as I mentioned, this borrowing.
Borrowing is the biggest issue.
Unless they give a clear picture
Yeah.
on what is happening with the previous budget, we will not come to know
Yeah,
the
yeah,
progress
yeah.
of
Yes.
the budget.
Yes.
Where we are this thing deficient, where we are surpassed the budget estimation, and also you have given some revised estimates. See, actually, there it is almost revised estimates. I think on what basis it is construed. That's what I want.
See, there is a estimates and revised estimates. Estimates are guess activity. So after some time, the actual picture will come. The various departments, they know the exact estimates. So that will the actuals will come. Actuals will come. Yes,
It is based on only their report.
report only. That is their report only. We are not tweaking it.
Actually, for that, as far as fiscal deficit is increased, no, sir.
Yes, 5.9%.
Actually, what is the yardstick for that? Let's stick to that.
Actually, the World Bank says that less than 4%. 3 to 4% is ideal, but it is 5.9% of the budget is very high. So they have to reduce it to 3 to 3.5%.
But what the fiscal, what is the component that takes care of fiscal deficit?
Huh?
What is the component for fiscal deficit?
The revenue minus expenditure.
How it will be plugged in? How it will be plugged in? Fiscal deficit.
The plugged is that just now is mentioning borrowing. So, for example, you have 10 rupees or 100 rupees income. You are spending 150 rupees. 50 rupees is the deficit. So, for that, what you will do? You borrow.
Again, I have to pay interest.
Yes, yes.
Or printing and circulating the money also takes care also.
Printing of money leads to inflation. Printing of money is not allowed. It is a RBI policy.
They don't have freedom on that.
Yeah. Otherwise, they would have. Actually, they are taking some money from the RBI also. They have taken some money.
One more thing I want to from curiosity purpose.
Yeah.
As far as demonetization is concerned,
Okay.
when demonetization came, government expected only 87% of the money circulation will come back to legal.
Correct.
Actually, it came to 113%. Whereas government has spent 100 rupees, how come 130 rupees has come back to the legal?
Some people hoarding black money. See, this has given an opportunity to all black money holders to convert it into legal money. Now today, even though we talk about digital payment and other things, the circulation of money is much higher than the demonetization period. What you can explain? Because the black money is very high in India.
Organized loot, legalized plunder.
Yes. Organized loot.
Legalized plunder.
Yeah. Okay, I think we'll stop. Okay. Already 7:33. Thank you so much. Thank you for your questions.
See, what happens normally,
Yes, sir.
when we are discussing these kind of things,
Yeah.
that is what I observed. If it takes in different way,
Yeah.
things will go somewhere.
Somewhere. One should not be emotional.
For against is always there.
Yes.
We should not.
One should appreciate the fact. Just now, sir mentioned, one should appreciate the fact. It is not my creation.
No, everybody is free to discuss.
Yes.
Things as well as this, it is always there.
Public domain, you can check.
Anybody can go and check.
Yes.
Anybody can go to government only.
Yeah.
The Niti Aayog.
Correct. It is Niti Aayog report only. Therefore, I went back and I said, this is the report of the government itself.
And you said first time they said it is Western transfer.
Yeah.
And when you are presenting
Government.
Niti Aayog,
Niti Aayog statistics, we cannot say
Yeah.
who has given them power. If there is a Aayog, it has given its report.
There are so
Yeah.